what's your name, what school are you from, and why we're here today?
Edward Lister. I'm the chairman of the York Youth Council. I'm from St Peter's School, and we're here for the Sharing and Shaping event.
What does that mean?
Well, for us it's like a platform so we can launch our political education in schools or in secondary schools.
Tell me about your role and why you took it on.
Well, I took it on because one of my teachers at the school suggested that I went for the York Youth Council, and yeah, so I went for it, got into it, and then got elected as the chairman. And effectively we're just making decisions on behalf of the rest of my school.
So do you think that was a good move of your teacher to put you forward?
Yeah, it could have been a punishment, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was, it's quite fun, and you meet lots of new people anyway.
So what sort of things have you been getting up to? Because I believe you've been working on a few campaigns.
Yeah, well, I went to a Quality Bus Partnership meeting and to talk about the extension of the York Yo-Zone card to 18-year-olds, but that got stopped due to funding going elsewhere. I'm also on the festival campaign. We're trying to get the York Youth Festival in, I think it's 26th of June, 26th and the 27th of June, so that we can promote young people's talents in York. And there's also the building campaign where we can get a youth cafe in the centre of York. So
you've just told me about some of the campaigns. Could you tell me a little bit more about your role before we go into the campaigns, in terms of how much time does it take up? Is it school time or personal time?
Well, for me it's been a mixture of both. Mainly it's been personal time on a Sunday or on a Wednesday evening for the individual campaigns. But then again, there are some days where I've got to miss school, for example today, so that I can help on the campaigns and organise stuff.
Okay. So would you say that it falls in line with your political interests and agendas, or do you have to follow a book or guideline?
We haven't had to follow any guidelines for it. I wouldn't really say it's been anything to do with the political agenda, because there hasn't been any political parties involved in it, apart from when we've been talking about the political education.
Okay. So what sort of skills and activities have you been doing that you've learned from?
We've had teamwork skills when we went on the weekend away in the first week of the council, where we did things about the council, creating the constitution for the council, and just general like team games. So I think I've improved on my teamwork, and also be more leadership skills by being chairman of it and having to address people at the start without having any like prior notice of it and stuff like that.
So you've got teamwork skills, but how did you get them? Did you do icebreakers, games?
Yeah, we've been well, in the weekend away we did lots of team games, and we had an assault course kind of thing where we had to work in a team, and then other games on that, and then we also had icebreakers at the start of every council meeting. And the first council meeting was effectively like one massive icebreaker kind of thing where we did lots of games and lots of teamwork.
So what was your favourite icebreaker? Or as my mate calls them, fat penguins.
Yeah, the bean game, where you're told to like pretend to be random beans, like runner beans, jumping beans, stuff like that. Yeah, French bean.
What bean were you?
Don't know, I think I probably prefer the jumping bean and the French bean, because you know.
What do you reckon those skills will do to contribute towards your role as chair of the youth council?
Probably so that I don't feel nervous talking to anybody, because, well, I've seen them jumping around the room like idiots, and they've seen me jumping around the room like idiots, and yeah, so it's probably more so that I'm more comfortable in what I'm doing now than before.
So do you believe in the skills you're learning? Do you think they are actually good for you, or do you just think it's a bit of a waste of time and you've got to do it because you're on the council?
I think some of them are really good. Like the icebreakers are really helpful at the start of it, but they progressively get a bit more like unnecessary. So the amount you do each time gets less and less because everybody knows each other and everybody's more comfortable with each other. I think they were all really useful at the start, and they're progressively getting less useful.
Yeah. All right. So what sort of campaigns have you decided on for the year, and how did you decide them, and what are they?
Well, on the weekend away, we made a spider diagram of all the campaigns that we thought would be useful and campaigns that people had suggested to us, and then we progressively went round making more important, like collaborating on them and making more important ones, so that we'd find two main campaigns we'd do for the year, which have been a festival and a youth cafe. However, we also thought that the bus discounts would be a good one as well. So we've got that running as like a small on the side campaign, but that one's got stopped vaguely quickly because of other funding issues. But the festival will be happening on the 26th to 27th of June.
So you're a young person, but you have your own opinions. How did you find out about what other young people in York actually want?
Well, personally I did it through telling my friends, and then they spoke to me about it. Other people put what they were doing on Facebook, and then people commented on that, and there was also people walking around town asking people about it, and so we got different people's opinions in different ways.
Okay. Do you think it worked out well, or is there anything you could have...
I think it worked out really well. I think we got all the opinions, we got a large amount of opinions from people, and we kind of put the most popular ones down, and then worked out which ones we thought would be the most attainable for the first year of the Youth Council.